Hi there, June Simmons. I'm back for step 4 of the Mindset 360 training with Asia Roberts. And so this one is on Solomon CEO and Mark Hoverson. And although he passed away, he was a very influential coach, speaker, a businessman, but in the beginning of his journey, they were so broken. He was so broken that he would drink himself to sleep many nights, and they would have like neighbors bring him food, and he was so thankful for it that they'd put the food on the floor and pray over it, and they were very thankful for it. But he was so broken that maybe even that very night he would go buy a 12-pack and drink until he'd pass out. And his wife was so there for him. She would read books and pray over him, and as he would fight the desperation and depression. And there was mornings he couldn't even get out of bed. He was so broken and on the edge of tipping over. And because he wasn't able to provide for his family, he it just tore him up. It tore him up. So he was getting counseling and trying to get through it. And he said that his counselor would ask him, well, so how's your business going? And he said, I'm turning a corner. And after several times he got up and he walked, and he would turn the corner and turn the corner, turn like just in a circle. And he would tell him, well, your business isn't turning a corner, you're walking in circles. And he said you just have to, he was saying how you just really have to believe sometimes in things that you don't see. And he said in one of his first mentors, he would tell him how he wanted to make $1 million. And he said, no, people only make 60,000 or 80,000. He said, but never make $500,000. And he said he would just visualize it. And then he said he would visualize with Solomon how in Malachi, all the promises, like he would bring in, if you take your tithes, and he'd bring in more than you could house. And then he went from being on welfare to the FTC would only allow you to have $1,000 or $100,000 in one time in an account, and he maxed it out to where he had to go get another account. And he says he believes this was all from visualizing his hopes and dreams beforehand. Anyway, so he had maxed it out and had to go get another account. And then he said, faith is evidence of things not seen. He would visualize people coming up to him and throwing their arms around him and telling him how that he had just helped them and changed their life so much. And he said he visualized that before that ever came to pass. And his story really touches my heart. I guess you can tell that, huh? Anyways, and how he would get text messages from people telling him that because of him they'd made X amount of dollars, and like he wrote this all down before it ever came to pass. And he said you had to see it first, and then you had to believe it, and then you got to believe it when no one else does. And that's what you have to do. And then after all that, maybe God will say, okay, well done. And now it's yours. And he says, but and there's this threshold. There's an ugly threshold that you got to cross, and then you deserve it. And he said if he didn't have to work like that to get it, he never would have deserved it. And very powerful Powerful, powerful. Anyways, he went from qualifying for welfare to 8 figures, and he made several $1,000,000 very, very fast. He was very aware how fragile life was, and he wanted to make sure that by making this Solomon CEO, that his children would be able to, and his friends, but mainly I think his children would be able to go through that course and know, really know their daddy. And when he made that video right